Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I want to appreciate you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing to this channel. Now, it's like dialogue is not bearing a fruit. Why? Because now the members of parliament from William Ruto's camp are coming out to complain that Raila Odinga's demands cannot be met. That is Member of Parliament of Mugirango constituency, Silvanus Osoro. According to Silvanus Osoro, he's saying that Raila's demands are not clear, insisting that such demands cannot be met. Then when I read just that line, I asked myself, what is this kind of demand that this Kenya Kwanza MP's allies are feeling like cannot be met? They went ahead and said that such demands make the opposition coalition look like they do not know what they want. South Mugirango Member of Parliament Silvanus Osoro has come out to say this, that they cannot talk about opening of the servers. And on the other side, Raila Odinga and his team are insisting that they are going to start with the issue of servers, because they will accept and be part and parcel of the reconstitution of IEBC commissioners. But if the issue of servers will not be solved, then the same thing is going to repeat itself in 2027 general election. So for this government, whatever they want Raila Odinga to talk about is the issue of reconstituting IEBC commissioners. But servers anaambiwa wachana nayo, mzee wachana na maneno ya servers. But the question that I've been asking several times, why is it that this government, if they knew that they won election, simple, clean and clear, why is it that they are afraid towards the opening of the servers? Which, according to me, if the servers are going to be opened, then this grudge between Kenya Kwanza and Azimio is going to be ended once and for all. Do you know that? Because despite even them, including Azimio na Umoja, when it comes to the reconstituting of IEBC commissioners, this will not end the grudge between Kenya Kwanza and Azimio. Because as we speak now, there are certain allies of Azimio la Umoja that you cannot tell them that William Ruto won election without opening the servers. Then they will be comfortable and they will relax and rest if these servers are going to be opened. So William Ruto does not want to talk about the servers. If you're going to talk about the servers, then we are not ready to have that kind of dialogue. Osoro, who is a National Assembly Majority Whip, however, added that the bipartisan community will make recommendations which will be used to forge a way forward on some of the demands. Because according to Raila Odinga, this is something that he has been requesting for several days since he started his demonstration and protest. That if this government wants peaceful country, let them open the servers. Because on Sunday, they posted a link of whistleblower, which Raila Odinga is being shown having 8.1 million votes. William Ruto, 5.9 million votes. But in accordance to the announcement of Wafula Chebukati, we are being shown Raila Odinga got 6.9, William Ruto got 7.1. But when you look at the way Raila Odinga came out grieving, there were certain deductions that were done when it comes to his votes being given to William Samoei Ruto. And there were several areas that were so affected, like Mount Kenya region, where huge amount of votes were being transferred from Raila Odinga's bucket to William Ruto's bucket. But because they don't want Raila Odinga to talk about this thing, and that is why they are saying, when it comes to dialogue, they will not speak about the servers. That the servers is out of this dialogue. Whatever they want to talk about, how can they lower the cost of living? Number one. Number two, how can they include the opposition Azimio in the reconstituting of IEBC commissioners? Another thing that is creating disagreement between Raila Odinga and William Ruto's team, the reconstituting or reinstating the resigned IEBC commissioners. Cherera, Justus Nyang'aya, Wanderi, and others. But again, the problem is the 4 IEBC commissioners resigned. How can we go on and reinstate them while they resign? So someone that is likely to be reinstated, if things are not going to be good, then Irene Masit is likely to be reinstated. But is there any procedure that after the tribunal came out ruling out that Irene Masit committed a crime, is there any possibility of her being reinstated? I don't see. The only thing that the Azimio team are requesting is that as we're going to start having a dialogue, we must start with the servers. And if truly the servers is clean, then how can we make servers to be owned by us? Because it seems like the servers is not owned by us, we as voters. Which the servers is being sponsored by the taxpayers' money. Now, when we request for the servers to be open, we are being denied. That is why Raila Odinga is saying in this dialogue, we must start with the servers. We must start with issue of IEBC per county. Let us not have a national IEBC commission. Let us have IEBC commission in Bomet, IEBC commissioner in Siaya, IEBC commissioner in Muranga, IEBC commissioners in Mombasa. So that the result is going to be announced per county. That if there is problem, now it's not going to be national thing. So as to avoid this mass action and maandamanos of kura yangu imeibiwa. And that is why Raila Odinga, even despite of him, he will not vie for 2027 general election. He has come out clear that let us change and the next election to be clear, simple and clean. So that these wrangles and issues of fighting and having grudge to come to an end once and for all. But when you look at these suggestions, Kenya Kwanza allies does not want. They're only talking about two things. One, the issue of reconstituting of IEBC commissioners. Two, the issue of high cost of living. Only those two things. But when you look at the demands that Raila Odinga came out demanding, they're not talking about all of them. So is there any scenario that these people are trying to play Raila Odinga? But in any case they're playing with Raila Odinga. Is Raila Odinga aware of this tactics and tricks of Kenya Kwanza government? Because when you see the National Assembly Majority Whip, Osoro, coming out to say that there are certain demands of Raila Odinga that cannot be met, then they have started rejecting certain issues that should be addressed. They are only accepting two things. And major one is about the reconstituting of IEBC commission. They can still reconstitute, but if they are not going to talk about the IEBC per counties or national IEBC, or even the issue of servers, then things might be the same again. So, despite of even Raila Odinga coming out to say that we must ensure that we fasten the discussion and dialogue, or else they're going to go back to the street. And that is why you see Kenya Kwanza government, they are rushing to ensure that these issues are going to be reinstated. Because even after Raila Odinga called for immediate release of arrested, those who were arrested as a result of holding peaceful demonstration, now their cases have been withdrawn. Some of them have been released. That is what we saw yesterday. So it is a positive idea that Raila Odinga came out telling Kenya Kwanza that we want this, but they're now coming out to reject certain issues. Then things might not be good, because I saw certain allies of Azimio saying that if these people are not going to listen to us, we are ready to go to the street again, because our issues must be met. And that is why we called off the mass action that was planned on Monday yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, what are thoughts? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, I want to appreciate you so much because of great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Bye bye till you meet on another video.